Anchor down, everyone. We are having an emergency episode of Fourth and Goal because the unthinkable happened this Saturday. Alabama lost to Vanderbilt? No, Vanderbilt beat Alabama, controlling the ball for the majority of the game and basically outplaying and outmuscling the number one team in the country en route to the biggest win in the history of their entire program. Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia was the star of the show, racking up 308 total yards of offense and 2 touchdowns as he showcased a Heisman moment against Alabama that we have not seen since Johnny Manziel. What Pavia did to Alabama's defense was probably illegal in not even 38 states, probably all 50 states would consider that like a first-rate felony. Most of the times you see a result like this and automatically think, oh, this was a fluke win. You know, Vanderbilt probably had some points off of turnovers. I bet Alabama did some stupid stuff, and Vanderbilt had some 0.0001% chance things to happen to them. And while they did have 7 points off of turnovers, they were just the better team. They outrushed Alabama. They controlled the clock. They had the ball for 42 minutes of a 60-minute football game against number 1 Alabama. Home field advantage, don't even think about it. There were more Alabama fans in the crowds than Vanderbilt fans. It was an insane game to watch, and we're going to turn it over to Stats and Info to talk about how in the world did this happen, and what does the Fourth and Goal model think about Alabama and Vanderbilt moving forward.
It's good to see you all today. So we've been asked about what the model, how it's going to react to this monumental upset of Alabama by the Vanderbilt Commodores. So what we need to start off with is we're gonna pat ourselves on the back just a little bit here. While we haven't had Vanderbilt, in the upper echelons of power-rated teams these past few weeks, we have had them as a middle-of-the-pack FBS team. So, of course, now I'm not saying that the model knew Vanderbilt was going to beat Alabama. I haven't asked it yet, that question yet. I might do that later, but yeah, so we were a little bit higher on Vanderbilt than most people in the country were, and that's just further proof that the Fourth and Goal model really knows what it's doing. We really set this thing up to be a big winner. So, as you can see now, there are some changes to our power ratings after this game. Vanderbilt is the new number 1 power-rated team in the country, a few points ahead of Ohio State. Alabama has been bumped all the way down to 8th in the country. I want to say that they were in the top 2 or top 3 this past week, but really that was just a miserable showing by their defense. Diego Pavia absolutely lit them up. It was really odd to see, honestly. Like Busby was saying, this was no fluke of a win. Vanderbilt was just the better team, handled them on both lines of scrimmage. More physical team, more disciplined team, obviously. You got Bama captains like throwing their mouthpieces and kicking the footballs like they just lost a peewee game. Pretty embarrassing if you ask me. So another thing that I want to talk about is just I think that we may need to recalibrate our opinions of Vanderbilt after this game. I mean, I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, this is Vanderbilt, bottom of the barrel SEC team. Like, how could this happen? Well, first of all, bottom of the barrel SEC team is Mississippi State. There's no getting around that. That's like, oh my gosh, like, they are struggling over there. Like, they're the new Vandy. Vanderbilt, I mean, they gave Missouri the what for? I think it was last week or the week before, and now they just beat Alabama. Like, this is a good football team. Like, they're not like amazing or anything, but they're good. I mean, they're one of our better passing teams. They're not so great at running the ball or playing defense. Not super talented either, but that turnover ratio is positive. Passing game is really great, and they just managed to get a hard-fought win against one of the better teams in college football. So, long story short, Alabama should be absolutely embarrassed, don't show your face in public, maybe, wear a baseball cap with the brim a little low so no one recognizes you. Vanderbilt ought to be proud of yourselves. You're turning that program around, and we thought that was going to be physically impossible to do.
I've got to read you some of the underlying stats from this game. First down advantage, Vanderbilt 26-17. Third down efficiency advantage, Vanderbilt 12 of 18. 12 of 18 on third downs against Alabama. Alabama 3 of 6 on third down. Total yards, I mentioned earlier Alabama was outgained. Vanderbilt put up 418 yards on Alabama. It's completion percentage. Vanderbilt had a better completions percentage. It was an insane game. And honestly, looking at these numbers, how is it not worse? Like, how did Vanderbilt not beat Alabama by more? The most critical point of this game came in the fourth quarter. Vanderbilt had just been held to a field goal. It's 33-28. Alabama has the ball. They throw a big pass for a first down. They throw a second pass for a first down. And all of a sudden, Alabama is in Vanderbilt territory. They're at the Vanderbilt 39. And then Vanderbilt gets through Alabama's line, and they sack Jalen Milroe. And he fumbles it. And Vanderbilt pries it away from Alabama, and they get the ball back. And then what they do is they take this. You see this? It's a metal pipe. So normally when you're using one of these, a lot of people, they just go for the ankles or for the knees. Vanderbilt took this and they took it to Bama's face. And they hit it again and again and again until they got a touchdown of their own. And then it was 40-28 and the game was over for all intents and purposes at that point. You see, it's games like this that I believe make college football the best sport on earth. When Nick Saban is gone, anyone can beat anyone. And it happened a lot this weekend. And if you want to hear about those other games, tune in this Friday for our next 4th and Goal. But for now, Vanderbilt, this one's for you.